Okay, so I made a fake data set so I don't give away the answers, but you're going to do the same thing using this column of numbers, okay, is what I do. So reading through our instructions this week, our task is to compare male and female resting heart rates to see if there's a statistically significant difference. So to do that, let's copy and paste the male data somewhere. Actually, it'll be easier. Let's just leave the male data right there, and then the female data is tagged at the end. So I'm going to cut this. So hold Shift and click the bottom to select it. And then I'm pressing Control X on my keyboard to cut it. And then I'll paste it over here. So this is female. We're supposed to, and those numbers are randomizing just because I've programmed Excel to put random numbers here instead. But I can stop that from happening. There we go. Okay. So we want to see whether the mean resting heart rate for men is statistically significantly different than the mean resting heart rate for females. And it's certainly different according to this sample, but is the sample, are the two sample means different enough so that we can say the population means are likely different? In order to do that, what we want to do is go up to Data in Excel. And then if you look over to the right, there's a button that says Data Analysis. You can do this without the data analysis package, but it takes a long time. And then, so since male and females are different, we want a two-sample, assuming unequal variances test. Okay, you would pick this one if it was paired data, like if we were comparing male resting heart rate and after exercise heart rate. That would be paired data. You'd choose equal if there's a reason to think that the two are coming from like the same type of population, but they're male and female, so there's a good reason to think that there's possibly some difference. So we want to use unequal variances. And if you're ever in doubt, use unequal variances. Okay, variable 1 range, we want to click and drag for men. So I clicked and dragged all the numbers for men resting heart rate. Variable 2 range, I want to click and drag for women. And then the hypothesized mean difference is important that you type in 0 here, because our hypothesis is that they're the same. That's our null hypothesis, okay? The null hypothesis is that there's no difference. And then we're going to calculate a p-value to see how likely that null hypothesis is. And if you go over here, let me see if I can zoom in. That's the number you really want. If the p-value is low, meaning if the p-value is less than alpha, so less than 0.05. If the p-value is less than 0.05, then we reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternative. It means you found statistically significant evidence. It means you found that the two means are different enough to say, hey, it's not just random chance. The population mean for men is likely less than the population mean for women. Okay. If the p-value is not below 0.05, like mine is above 0.05, my conclusion would be to fail to reject HO. That means we cannot conclude that there's a statistically significant difference between these men and women's resting heart rates.